Okay, guys, so since I didn't plan activity time, I figured what I'm going to do here is talk about this activity. I'll even show you guys how to do it. It won't be scheduled during class time, so a lot of the activities from here on out are a lot harder. So I will be making videos on activities. That way, you guys have a firmer understanding on how to do this. And I'm doing this under my student account, so I'm seeing this the same way you guys would see it. So if I were to look at my geometry activities, hopefully you guys have all these filled out. You would go here, you would click this. So we're going to do activities proving these triangles. And if you guys are ever get an activity back from me, I'll usually put comments right here. Or sometimes I'll even upload files here if necessary. So submit for, you guys could submit for score, submit for review. You guys should know that. You guys can always submit for review if you want me to take a look at it before you guys actually submit it for score. So let me go on here. Always read your objectives. It really helps. We're going to prove that two triangles are congruent. So this is how I score it. This is how your scores are broken down. So obviously doing the GeoGebra thing is most of the score. So transforming ABC is most of the score right here. All right, so let's get on with this. So if I'm looking right here, one of the things I'm not fond of in this activity is the fact that they want you to do all the GeoGebra stuff on this picture. So what you're supposed to do here is you're actually supposed to go on here to congruent triangles, and we're going to follow the directions bit by bit. So what you're going to do is you're going to follow all of these instructions. So first, you want to translate 5 units up and 2 to the right. So this is what's known as a vector. We haven't talked about it much, but in order to be exact, we kind of want to have this vector here. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to create a vector, which I know I haven't done. So vector from point. I usually like making the point at the center. And we're going to make a vector from a point. I guess that didn't work out. Well, we're just going to do this as best we can. In order to make this easier for you guys, I recommend showing the grids. It makes it easier for you to line these up better. So we need to translate this. So forget what I said earlier. We're just going to translate this. We're going to translate by vector. Apparently it doesn't let me make a vector. So I'm going to go 5 units up and 2 to the, or I'm sorry, 5 units to the right and 2 units up. So I'm going to translate by vector, click this. I'm going to move, I'm keeping track of that A right there. I'm not sure if you can see it, that A prime. I'm moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I went from -6 all the way to -1. And then it wants me to go 2 units up. So I'm going to go 1 unit up, 2 units up. So there, I translated 5 to the right and 2 units up. So the next thing it wants me to do is it wants me to draw this line at y equals -x. So what you can do here is you can actually input it right here. You just put y equals negative. So we get this right here. And one thing that's interesting is you can see that this A prime actually touches that line really well. So I drew that line. And it wants me to reflect across that line. So we've already done this before. What we're going to do is I'm going to use this. This is all my possible transformations. I'm going to reflect this shape about this line. So I get this shape right here. The next thing I'm going to do is it wants me to, let me go back to my directions, rotate counterclockwise about the origin. So what we're going to do is we do need to make that point at the origin after all. So I'm going to make a point right there. And I am going to, where is it? Here's my transformations, rotate about a point, go from here. This is my point, and it wants me to do 270 degrees about the origin, CCW, counterclockwise about the origin. So counterclockwise, so that's good. I'm going to close this because I don't like that keyboard. And I end up getting this. So this would be my final answer. So what you guys can do here is you can export the image. I've shown you guys how to do this a few times. And name it whatever you like. You probably should have shared it first. Let me do that first. So first I'm going to share it. I don't think I have a Geogebra account. So you guys get to see how to make a Geogebra account if you haven't made one yet. So I'm going to sign in with this. And from here, I'll type in my name. All right. Copy this. And you don't really have a place to put this in. So what I recommend doing is actually, because you guys didn't see what I'm doing, is I clicked over here. My line's blinking over here. And I'm just going to go all the way to the right, down. Actually, you know what? I just hit enter and made that go down. So here's my link. And if I want to export the image, I'm going to go to export image, download. It saved it with my name. That's why I did the share first. Save that. Go in here. I'm going to click image. And I'm going to choose that file. And there's my image. So unfortunately, if you guys don't do this, you guys can do it up here. So I think this was just really bad for what they wanted to do. What they essentially wanted you to do would be to move this, which you can't even do, and then do the points. I prefer you guys to do it on GeoGebra. And I'm probably going to make this due Monday at midnight, so, or I might make it due later, depending. And from here, we're going to measure all of our angles. So you guys should understand how to do these by now using our measuring tools. The main thing I wanted to make this video for was to show you guys that I do not expect you to put this in here. In fact, you can't even use the tools that would be the most helpful here. The most helpful ones would be to copy or paste an image onto there. So I want you to answer part A in here. If not, you guys can copy this. It is going to be a pain though, because what you're going to end up having to do is you're going to have to use this line feature. You're going to go 5 to the right, 2 up, and then kind of mimic it. So you're going to end up having to do this. This is way too much work. I don't think it's worth it. Please use GeoGebra. From here, you're going to measure the angles. You're going to measure your side lengths. And then you're going to give me sentences talking about what you can say about this. We kind of covered this with the side angle side aspect. Again, if you guys need help answering these questions, let me know. But I wanted to give you guys that heads up on how to do this on GeoGebra.